Hello, Galaxy! I'm streaming live in 1080p, cross-platform. I've got a slightly new angle set up here. Hopefully it works, and when I say works, I mean you can see me, you can hear me, whether it's the time that I'm streaming live or after the fact. I did some maneuvering here the other day to see if I could get things to work a little better than they were working before. The only thing I'm not sure about is the fans that are going to kick in. Now, when I say fans, I don't mean Star Wars fans like me or you, but I mean like a computer fan or set of fans. So if you hear some, what does a fan sound like again? Like, well, I don't know if I can make a fan sound. Well, it's probably more like a. That's not a tornado warning. It's not really room noise per se. It is, the fan that's kicked in. So I just did a video on my primary YouTube channel with Jedi, my daughter, and we ate Darth Vader. Well, she ate Darth Vader, technically. It was a little treat that I got at Disneyland in the Star Tours shop, I think is where it was. But it's been interesting to do videos with her lately as a 4-year-old, almost 5. She's getting a lot more animated like her father. So we had fun. Or should I say like her father. Where's the father? I had the father in here. It was a joke. It was a whole gag. The father. Oh, tornado warning? Don't get me started. That's one of the reasons why I'm happy I'm not in the not in the Midwest anymore. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. There you go. You get a little bit of reflection. The tape. I'm going to unbox this, uncrate it, if you will. You should not, by the way, if you're in the middle of a tornado warning, I would recommend not watching my videos. You should be seeking shelter. You could read comics, I suppose, in the shelter, by flashlight. I'd be too nervous, though. If I was in the middle of a tornado warning again, I'd be too nervous to do anything apart from just, wait it out. But I think you've just given us, not to, I don't think is this rude? Can I do this? Can I wave blades around as I'm doing video? Is that, it's not, it's in your face, but it's not like you're sitting here and I'm doing that. Hey Earl and Cheesy Sword, good to see you. I wonder if Anime Worldwide LLC is here, because I just mentioned it and he became a member on my primary YouTube channel. And then someone else named Heath, he does 3D printing. He says he's going to be sending me a 3D printed something that I like or would like. And I don't know if it's, I think it'd be Star Wars. He said he wanted me to unbox it because he made a rainbow 3D printed C-3PO, which I thought was really cool. So I don't know. I said, is it a rainbow Darth Vader? That'd be neat. So I used to have a comic shop that I actually walked into. Very often it was just once a month, though, because it wasn't nearby. But they went out of business. A lot of comic stores have been suffering for a lot of reasons. Now, some people blame the industry. I think it's bigger than just the comics industry. I've got some thoughts on that. But it's difficult to make it in any kind of retail. There are a lot of entertainment options out there these days. That's why I'm very grateful that we have I'm happy with a small group of people tuned in on a Sunday afternoon. Everyone else celebrating Father's Day, grilling. Me? No, I think I'm going to try to read some comics today. Now, I've threatened to do it on stream. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I have threatened. Hang on. Oh, it's the notification saying that I'm streaming live. Okay, good to know. Notifications work. I've threatened to read one of these comics on air. So I subscribe to all of them. Here's Galaxy's Edge #2. We have a Rodian on the cover. Oh, whoa. Is that the same... Is that the same character that was in Jabba's palace? Maybe it's the same race. I don't know where I sit to focus. Yeah, it's got to be. Face the Wrath of Jabba the Hutt? That has to be. And I have that figure, too. Different droids. See Squidhead back there. Right there. A Quarren. Mons? What's that character's name? Cheesy Sword, you got to know this. You have to know this. I know we all know Greedo. Ostensibly, that's Greedo. That almost looks like the back of Big's head. Yeah, there we go. Galaxy's Edge. So this is... I may start that. I don't know if I will, though. I mean, in terms of, because I like holding on till the full run has happened before going through a lot of these stories. But this is nice. I didn't even know this was available. Legends reprint of Star Wars 108 and from Marvel, but it also has a digital edition available. That's the thing I like about Marvel Comics, is that they give you digital copies. IDW doesn't do that, which I know it's for a different age range, but there's Vader, Dark Visions, number 4. I might, you know what? Since it's Father's Day, I may actually crack into Dark Visions, even though I don't think this is the full arc. We'll see. Then we've got 5 to follow up. Love that cover. Wow. That's epic. Oh, whoa. I mean, look at that. Look at it. It's like skull. That's wild. Yeah, for Father's Day, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to crack into and start. I won't be able to finish it because I don't think 5's the end. Unless 5 is the end. At which point I will start and finish that in the entire day. So this is what we were referring to the other day when we were talking about the Age of like Resistance, Age of Rebellion. These are like single comic issues. Yeah, single issues in the sense that this is it. Like, you only have to buy one to get everything. So this is Luke Skywalker's turn, but we also have Age of Rebellion, Jabba the Hutt. This one might be fun to read. See, these to me are less stressful. These single comics that don't have 4, 5, 6 issues, because you can just pick it up, put it down, you're good. You're done, and you don't have to worry about kind of getting through all of them to stay mentally up to speed. Because otherwise, the problem is that even when they release them and stagger them every week, every month, or whatever, I just don't have time to catch them all and read them all. Now, this is something that I've been getting double issues of for the longest time. The Star Wars Adventures IDW series, no digital copies available outright, I suppose. I mean, in conjunction with getting a printed copy. But this one I've been getting 2 of. And the reason why is because I figured Jedi, if she ever wanted to get into them, would have some. But, I think I'm going to stop getting the double issues now. Because that way, I got one that I can hold on to, and then another one that we could read together. But I think I'm gonna hold off on the double issues. So that's something that will have changed. But these are all the comics that have come out this month. That's the stack, and I will enjoy them. So plan on me reading the Darth Vader on my own. So as I have threatened, reading one of these on stream, I'm inclined to pull out the Jabba the Hutt. More so than Luke Skywalker. Not to say I was a Jabba the Hutt fan more so than Luke Skywalker, but even though they are modern, I still like to keep them in good condition. You never know. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you. And what is it? Carabeth08. You were hosting me briefly, but thank you. Avengers Endgame advertisement on the back. That's something I will own, not the soundtrack. Oh wait, film? The film's out now? Wait. We can buy it now? Can we buy Endgame? I didn't know that. Maybe I need to be watching more TV for ads. Inside Universal Orlando. That's funny. Not a Disney park. Not Galaxy's Edge over here. Great in Jabba the Hutt in Great to be Jabba. In the outer rim, do you feel like you're in class now or in the library? In the outer rim, the desert planet of Tatooine is ruled by the ruthless gangster Jabba the Hutt. Unforgiving and incredibly influential, Jabba attracts the most unsavory characters from across the galaxy to do his bidding. Are you getting the school vibes, the library class vibes? The New York Times best-selling series, The Last Kids on Earth, soon to be a Netflix original series. So I'm reading the ads in that, obviously, because it's going to be very difficult to really showcase too much and read it, at least from this direction, the actual comics, the actual comic itself. Looks like we've got the location on Canto Bight. What's interesting is that's the Rebel insignia, which I guess would line up with Age of Rebellion, but it's Canto Bight. So Jabba must have been at some point on Canto Bight. Can't have enough Canto Bight. Oh, look at those illustrations. I gotta tell you, one of the things that I have, I mean, this one right here, that one gets me. Love this one too. The thing that I've been frustrated with in relation to Marvel and Star Wars is the original Star Wars arc. Whoever the artist is, it's like they are taking still shots of Star Wars movies and then illustrating over them. Because I'm like, I've seen that pose from Harrison Ford before, and now he's illustrated. It's I suppose it's a style. I'm not gonna say it's lazy, but I would much rather see original art of the characters from the artists than like something that was just lifted ostensibly. I'm using that word a lot today. Lifted specifically from the movies. Oh, look at that. Stan's Soapbox, July 1968. You get some good stuff in here. I will read through this soon. Oh, at the end here, look at that. A Hut to Remember. So you get a little short story too. Very nice. Oh, they pack this thing. And then next here we got looks like Boba Fett, Lando, Luke, and then a Vader Age of Rebellion. That's coming out next month. And then Contest of Champions. You can scan the QR code to download. Oh, I'm sorry. I was in the way. The Luke Skywalker there, which is now available. Which means that possibly in another... Wait. On sale 6/12. That would have already happened. Curiouser and curiouser. They know to send like all the latest issues to me, but I guess it may have been on the cusp of when this was sent. That is possible. So I'm going to keep that out of the packet, and I will replace it, of course. But I'm not gonna read the full comic. I just kind of wanted to show you, what was inside. People were asking the other day. Those are these single shot issues. I think are a great way of starting, and then you can of course go backwards. Chris, what's the long-term plan with your collecting? Yeah, that's a great question. Is this an investment for far in the future to some degree? How does Star Wars historically compare to Lego and a long-term value holding? Most of the Star Wars value is probably in the vintage stuff, not so much the modern. I would say that for collectability, modern's not going to have much in terms of return. There are rare instances where newer collectibles can be worth more. I think those are short-term values. I think some of the figures may be worth something if they're in the packaging. Some of the random things maybe not so much. It just depends on how prevalent they were in terms of in the marketplace. Like the more limited something was in terms of availability, the more difficult it was to attain, the higher the value. But as far as that goes, I think dollar for dollar, if you were going for an investment, Lego would probably be a better quote-unquote investment than Star Wars. Of course, Star Wars Lego, you've got the best of both worlds. But yeah, Lego has shown over and over again to be worth a lot. Worth more than this webcam. Or worth more... I'm not going to say the comic here is going to be worth more than this webcam, but maybe in another, 5 years, this comic that I just held up may be worth more than the webcam. Even though the webcam cost more, the state of technology, keeps moving forward, so the tech is not collectible itself. Sorry, I'm throwing that out there if only for a little bit of context. But the great thing is that tech enables me to share these stories with you. That's why we like the webcam. So that's why I'm always more inclined to collect something like Lego or Star Wars more so than something that I think is just there to enable me to do something rather than to just enjoy it. I think I'm trying to get more and more strict in terms of what I get, but sometimes I see something and I'm like, oh, it's really cool, neat. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know where it's gonna fit, but we'll figure it out. For example, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a thrifting haul for what I've picked up over the past week, and one of those objects that I did skip out on was a modern dewback that was like $4 at the thrift store. And I saw it and I'm like, okay, well, we kind of already have one. I don't know, do I want this? I mean, we have a lot of dewbacks. I just opened that Black Series dewback. Not sure I'm feeling it. And so I skipped it. And that's, those are decisions that I made, not because I think, the dewback's worth nothing. Not that I think I'm getting it because it's going to be worth, so much more, because I don't think it will. But, it was a question of, is this something that I would enjoy having? And since I already have one loose, I wouldn't necessarily need a second one. Cheesy Sword does verify that Greedo was the Rhodian on the cover. for collectibles' sake, I think it's always going to be the case. So right here, we've got of course, a modern figure, an Emphas Nest, and a vintage Droids figure. And in terms of overarching value, I think between the two, I'm not going to say that the vintage figure is always going to be worth more, because there's certain vintage figures that I don't think are going to be worth more than certain modern equivalents. You never know which modern equivalent that would be. But given the market reception to Solo, it's a distinct possibility that some of the toys from Solo, some of the merch from Solo, may be worth more because people didn't get them, or they may not have been as readily available. And so when you've got scarcity at play when it comes to collectibles, that's when you're effectively driving up value. That's the challenge even with comics, especially modern comics. Hey, Talking Star Wars and Old Farm Show. This may not be worth a ton of money because it was mass produced. This was not a limited edition. It's not a unique cover. It's not collectible. It's something enjoyable. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people might have shifted to just reading comics in a digital app, not necessarily physically owning them. And since I don't really get a lot of comics minus Star Wars ones, I'm not too worried about not collecting the Star Wars comics, at least at this time. I'm sure once I'm dead, it was funny. I saw a tweet from somebody. He tweeted out, it says, "Can't wait to see your kids throw away all those pops that you keep buying, once you're dead." And I thought about that. I'm like, probably right. I mean, Jedi's going to look around and go, "What? Why did Dad get these things?" I mean, if she's savvy, she'll be able to take one of these figures, right? If she didn't want it, maybe she'll save it for her kids, which would be nice. It'd be great. But I'm dead. What do I care? But some of these items eventually will be vintage, a more modern era of vintage. But at that stage, I would imagine that they'll be worth more. That's a guess. I don't think the vintage value is going to be driven down. Star Wars is too much. It's too embedded in pop culture now to be extricated. And that's where I just don't get the feeling that Star Wars is ever going to be out of vogue, out of interest. In Star Wars, it is substantially deeper level than a lot of its entertainment contemporaries, including Star Trek. And you may have an affinity to one over the other, and I think you can have both. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to collectibles, that's why I always say, well, collect what you want, and then the monetary value. That's not someone who's knocking on my desk. It's an email alert. Get something that you would want, and all the way down to the modern things that I might pick up at while thrifting. Get something that you might want, and I've got a couple of examples of that to showcase again tomorrow. Because I'm trying to get into a pattern, and I think Monday's a pretty good day to do thrifting stuff. That's something to look forward to for me to look forward to showcasing a lot of those things. Not really one of a kind, not always vintage, but fun nonetheless. Hey Patrick, how you doing? Happy Father's Day, everybody. I've done everything that I wanted to do here. Doing a little live video saying hello. Honestly, this is a test more than anything. Because I'm streaming in 1080p, and I hope that it's coming across okay. I hope it sounds okay. Hope it looks okay. This is a similar type of angle. Certain other things are tweaked, but the fact that y'all are responding and no one's complaining says everything to me. Our daughter's name is Jedi. It's short for my mother's name, my mother-in-law's name, and my wife's name. So my mom's name is Judy, mother-in-law's name's Elia, and then, of course, wife's name's Diana. So that's Jedi. That's how it worked out. Looks great. So do you. So do we all. See, I don't have to worry about the JJ lens flare. It's kind of there back there, kind of right in that area, but not massively so like before. Like if I put my hand there, it's not terribly annoying. And my feeling. Going to Scotland late. Keep your eye out for Star Wars items again. Yeah, Earl, because you never know. Am I streaming on my computer? Yes, I am streaming on my computer. That's typically how I live stream at this stage. Although in the near future I will have established an area with a green screen. Oh, Hector. Wait, which Hector are you? Are you the brother-in-law Hector or father-in-law Hector? Because one I could say Happy Father's Day. The other one I could say Happy Uncle's Day. So I'm going to have a green screen, not here in this area, but another area, and then potentially broadcasting like gameplay, whatever game I might be playing. Probably in the Star Wars Radar channel for our efforts, it's probably going to be a Star Wars game of one kind or another. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I don't want to, kind of take you from other activities that you want to do. I have no time restrictions. I have no time limits. Again, it's kind of like a test. It's going well, Micro Madness. Although I was getting ready to wrap up. Okay, so you must be father-in-law Hector. I wonder if Diana knows you're watching. That's funny. Oh, look, did the notification just go out? Man, you cannot count on notifications, man. I don't know why notifications in YouTube. Oof. Oh, thank you for tuning in. Break my Holy Hound. Why would I break my glasses? I'm not gonna do that. You're just gonna have to put up with the reflections. Another notification. Man, now I'm getting the notification. Where are all these notifications coming from? Hang on. Okay. It just told you. Luke says, bye-bye, Chris. Kiss. That's funny. That is pretty funny. Your only activity now is going to bed. Oh, yeah. I'm in my PJ bottoms. I'm gonna comic it up. Sip some boxed wine out of a plastic Star Wars cup. I think that's the extent of our Father's Day activities. We're not really... We don't celebrate big holidays. Like, is Father's Day Father's Day, and I think you can probably look this up on Wikipedia. Father's Day may very well be a holiday that was brought about to actually make money for people for manufacturers of ties and shirts and socks and menswear and tools. None of which I want at all. It is pretty funny though. Tomorrow, I will be back probably about a little later than this in the average time. I wanted to get earlier in the day to at least test or trial that, but didn't happen. I don't have anything else on the desk to showcase to everybody either, minus the Father's Day cards that I got. Heaven forbid we forget Mother's Day. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to forget that. Again, I think these holidays are made to actually sell product. Did you ever get into the Weird Tales magazines? Never did. Omni was probably about as close as it came to that in my era. Beyond that, I don't know. At least we'll always have Life Day. Yeah, no doubt. I'm able to watch the entire Life Day show without cringing too much. Jedi has seen most of it, not all of it. I kind of wish, there almost needs to be a phantom edit of the holiday special. Maybe if there's a holiday edit, it could be more palatable. Has anybody done that? Has anybody tried that? That would be an interesting, a thought experiment. Because I wonder if it could be edited to actually be kind of like good. I mean, because you wouldn't want you want to keep some of the music, right? Akmina is one of those characters you couldn't lose. I think that would be the only, maybe the end when they're singing. That's a musical that I would keep. Akmina I would keep. I think those are because the other music inclusions. One of them was really, really. I hesitate to say racy, but maybe it wasn't Incoherent Shriwook. It would be better. Yeah, I could take it. I could take the Wookiees kind of growling and grunting, but the pacing. I wonder. See, if I was if I was a skilled video editor, I would do that. I would take up that challenge and like make it somewhat watchable in some way, shape, or form. Modernize it, right? Make it probably only be like a half hour long, but people would enjoy it possibly. You consider holiday special canon? I don't know if I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, yeah, it's fun, but there's some parts that are like, I don't know if they'll ever do it because it's kind of they're no longer doing this type of thing in terms of media. But I do wish that or hope that there could be a new Star Wars holiday special. That'd be cool if there were. I'd enjoy that probably more than most. But I don't know. I haven't really seen too many. It used to be a thing where every television series or every big brand. It's like every musician out there has a Christmas album or a holiday album, right? But I have had those thoughts. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but it would be great and do it around Live Day. I think it's possible. I mean, think about it. If Disney's doing Disney Plus, they could do it. They could pull it off. People would enjoy it. Sorry. When I get things that pop on the screen, they like pull me away. Part of my canon, so it's not. Yeah, so it's head canon. I guess I have some bits that are head canon too, especially from fan films, more so than like things that were produced that never aired again. No, I never saw it. I would have seen it if I was growing up and we had VCRs. We didn't have VCRs though. We didn't have a VCR, so since it only aired once, that was it. And that thanks to the magic of YouTube, and I'm grateful they have not pulled it down. We can still watch it. We can still kind of get our way through it, and that's my hope, is that introducing the holiday special to Jedi this young, she'll enjoy it differently. She's actually seen some of the costumes from the holiday special over at Gus Lopez's here in Seattle. Gus Lopez has a few of the holiday special items, costumes, memorabilia, props, which is pretty cool. So we've actually seen holiday special stuff. I've touched it. Yes, someone did get a haircut. I did, in Darth Vader. We both got he got his helmet trimmed. I got my hair cut. See, the sculpture from yesterday, still looking good. I decided to keep it close by rather than put it on a shelf elsewhere. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It is neat. Typically, I would not go for like a Lego set like this. It's just that it is Darth Vader. So, I had to have it. So, see, as soon as I move things, then I see dust. That's how I dust around here. I did warn you there would be fan noise and some blowing going on during this broadcast. I did warn you. And here I thought I was going to wrap up, and then we ended up doing a whole discussion on the holiday special. Anything else you want to cover? I'll give you a couple more minutes before I wind down, because we're coming upon a half hour. What happened to the build video? Oh, thank you for reminding me. The build video never processed. Like last night when I went to bed, it was still stuck in processing. So let me see. I may take it public here. Give me a moment. I will let you come up with questions. Let's build the Darth Vader bust. Okay, there. Let's see if it's ready. It's not even ready. Wow, like the thumbnails weren't generated. Okay, now the fan. I launched Google Chrome, and now do you hear the fans? Can you hear the fans? I literally launched Google Chrome and the fans kick in. I broadcast live video, 1080p, no fans. Google Chrome. Okay, I just published it, Kellex. It still didn't process, though, because usually you see thumbnails. I wonder if it was because of the length. But it's now public. You should be able to watch it. I watched a bit of it. I may have to turn this down real quick. Yeah, it works. This was a 720p stream from yesterday, but that turned out okay. What I would have wanted to do is kind of brighten it up a bit, because it's kind of dark with all those black pieces. But maybe after, because it was an hour broadcast, but maybe after it gets done processing, I'll be able to edit with enhancements on YouTube. So it is now there for you to watch. I mean, it's just, you could speed through it. We didn't really say much. Not a lot of people. I mean, there was some music, but I'm not even sure how it really turned out, in the actual broadcast itself. Yeah, Star Wars radar. Oh wait. Oh, this thumbnail is still the old thumbnail on. I didn't change it out. I needed to change it out. I'm sorry for the thumbnail on this live video for those who are watching on YouTube. That's okay. I'm going to wind down. It's about a half hour. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I've killed Google Chrome, so the fans should go back to normal. You, as Star Wars fans, should also go back to normal. But I will see you again tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you always.